The top stories: Ethiopia expresses keenness to maximize trade and investment cooperation with Spain. And a scholar says using astrotourism as a vehicle is critical to boosting African countries' tourism industry. Greetings, dear viewers, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to the news with me, Shifara Olako. Do stay with us. Now, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ethiopia, Demeke Mekonnen, bade farewell to the outgoing Spanish ambassador to Ethiopia, Manuel Salazar, in his office today. Demeke commended Ambassador Salazar for his exceptional efforts in enhancing the bilateral relations between the two countries during his tenure. The Deputy Prime Minister also acknowledged Spain's unwavering and consistent support during Ethiopia's challenging times. Furthermore, he emphasized that Ethiopia is eager to elevate its long-standing and diverse collaboration with Spain to a more strategic level. Ambassador Salazar on his part expressed that Spain considers Ethiopia a major partner. He also added that bilateral relations in development cooperation, trade, investment, aviation, and other fields have been highly augmented in recent years. The ambassador further expressed that Spain is ready to enhance its ever-growing and comprehensive relations with Ethiopia. Moving on, the House of People's Representatives on its 9th regular meeting today has approved the nomination of Melatwork Hailu as the chair of the National Election Board of Ethiopia. It is to be recalled that Burtukan Mideksa, who was the chairperson of the National Election Board of Ethiopia, resigned from her position in June 2023. The House approved the appointment of the new chairperson by a majority vote with one abstention. Accordingly, Melatwork Hailu appeared before the House and was sworn in to carry out her responsibilities with loyalty and dedication. She previously served as the head of the office of the Ethiopian Election Board. Meanwhile, the House has also approved the appointment of CEOs for the Ethiopian Broadcasting Corporation and Ethiopian Press Agency, Getnet Tadessa and Mesafint Tefera, respectively. Addis Ababa City Administration and Shanghai City have reached an agreement to work closely in various areas, the Mayor Office of Addis Ababa confirmed today. The commitment of the two cities was revealed during a discussion between Mayor of Addis Ababa City, Adanech Abebe, and the Mayor of Shanghai City, Gong Zhang, in Shanghai. During the discussion between the delegates of Addis Ababa and Shanghai, Mayor Adanech acknowledged the significant advancement of diplomatic, economic, and people-to-people relations between Ethiopia and China into an all-weather strategic partnership. Mayor Gong Zhang acknowledged the significance of establishing a close working relationship with Addis Ababa, which serves as the economic, trade, and investment hub of Ethiopia and acts as gateway to Africa. Following their discussion, both mayors reached an agreement on ways to work together on trade, tourism, investment, technology, capacity building, strengthening people-to-people relations, among others, it is disclosed. And in business, Ethiopian Airlines, Africa's largest carrier, announces a landmark $450 million loan agreement that will finance 5 new Boeing aircraft, 3 Boeing 737-8 and 2 Boeing 777F. The loan will be secured against the value of the 5 planes and has been arranged exclusively by Citi's corporate banking and export agency and finance terms. It is guaranteed by the Export-Import Bank of the United States. The loan agreement is Citi's largest aircraft financing in Ethiopia within the last decade and will help support both banks bid to increase its footprint in the region and the airline's ambitious growth plan, according to the Ethiopian Airlines. Ethiopian Airlines has ambitions to grow its fleet to over 270 aircraft by 2035. Welcome back, and now let's turn our attention to stories selected for detailed analysis. The Minister of Innovation and Technology, Belleta Molla, says it is high time to convert the vested interests of Ethiopia and Russia into practical work to maximize their trade and investment cooperation. The 8th midterm review of the Intergovernmental Ethiopian-Russian Commission on Economic, Scientific, Technical and Trade Cooperation was held in Addis Ababa. Shagamato reports.
The Intergovernmental Ethio-Russian Commission on Economic, Scientific, Technical and Trade Cooperation held discussion to review the already agreed cooperation between Ethiopia and Russia. Speaking on the occasion, the Minister of Innovation and Technology, Belleta Molla, said Ethiopia achieved good results in developing legal frameworks and agreements to enhance bilateral cooperation.
With great satisfaction, I would like to indicate that we have achieved a good result in developing legal frameworks and agreements to enhance bilateral cooperation between our two countries, based on mutual agreement and understanding reached during the 8th Joint Commission to develop legal frameworks. More than 5 agreements have been signed in this year alone.
The minister outlined that the two countries are working on agriculture, pharmaceutical centers, ICT, exploration of mineral resources, nuclear medicine, and cybersecurity, among others. He also pointed out that despite efforts, it is high time to convert the vested interests of Ethiopia and Russia into practical works to maximize trade and investment cooperation.
Despite a very cordial and historical friendship that Ethiopia and Russian Federation are enjoying, the economic cooperation, particularly trade and investment relations, are not to the expected level. However, Ethiopia and Russia have a tremendous potential for trade and investment cooperation. It is high time now to convert the vested interests shown from both sides into tangible and practical works to unlock massive opportunities and maximize trade and investment cooperation.
Russia said a federal agency for mineral resources, Yevgeny Petrov, for his part, outlined that the discussion aims to reset the relationships of the two countries in many areas and appreciated Ethiopia for its great potential to start up businesses.
And our objective today was to reset our relations and to up the ante, basically bring up the level of our commitments. Throughout this year, we've been quite active elaborating the required legal framework for the Russian companies to be able to tap into the potential of the Ethiopian market. Unfortunately, the Russian companies, even the large ones, know just a little about what Ethiopia is, how to do business in here, how to start up a company, and they are not so familiar with the legal framework of the country and with the taxation regime.
Russia's State Federal Agency for Mineral Resources, Evgeny Petrov, and the Minister of Innovation and Technology, Belat Molla, signed an agreement to strengthen the already agreed and set directions of cooperation areas between the two countries.
And finally, the emerging astro-tourism sector could benefit Africans' youth in creating more jobs. Talking with EBC World, Professor of Astronomy John Earnshaw said maximizing astro-tourism potential is critical to boosting the economy of African countries. Abdamwa Shagri reports.
Like Ethiopia, only few African countries have clear and dark sky to expand astro-tourism activities.
Especially in the last 20
Talking
years,
to BBC English, Professor of Astronomy at University of Canterbury, John Earnshaw said Ethiopia has enormous potential to boost astro-tourism. He underlined that astro-tourism is expanding in the globe and it can also promote science and technology to Africa.
Astro-tourism is increasing in many countries of the world, especially in the last 20 years, so it's really a 21st century activity, and it's a special kind of tourism where people are taught about the night sky and all the beauty of the sky. I think astrotourism is about appreciating the beauty of the Milky Way. It's about learning about indigenous astronomy, which has a very rich culture, especially in Africa.
Comparing with developed economies, Earnshaw further highlighted astrotourism can create more jobs for African youth.
It's about astrotourism is promoting science and technology to young people, learning how to use a telescope, for example. So there are now many countries engaged in astrotourism around the world, because in the developed countries, mainly northern hemisphere, there's so much light pollution that people have never seen a beautiful night sky. And now they can come to dark places and appreciate this beautiful sight for the first time in their lives.
Pollution, heavy light, smokes, among others, are some of the problems that hindering astrotourism activities. Information is showing that Ethiopia has identified various places which are conducive for astrotourism activities.
Well, dear viewers, with that we come to the end of today's news. Thank you for watching us. Bye-bye.